In this video, we're going to attempt to build a micro-SaaS website with sign-in and all the other details using Lovable. So this is the way that we're going to be doing it. We're going to be first of all taking the idea, creating a prompt to create that particular website on Lovable. So we're going to use ChatGPT to write a prompt, to create a prompt, or creating the website. So let's get started. First of all, we'll go into the ChatGPT, get the prompt, then use that prompt, put it in Lovable, and let the app develop. Now, at some point, the app is going to take some time. So I'm just going to leave it, pause it at that point, and then fast forward to the time the app actually gets developed. So let's move to the first page, which is getting the ideation. So I'm just going to go here and begin with this concept here. So I'm going to go here and start typing stuff. I want you to create a loggable prompt, which will create a micro SaaS website for, let's say, the concept is going to be founders or a CEO's to-do list application. It has to have a sign-in and it has to apply all the concepts of founders, CEOs that they need to be able to use this to-do F. It should be mobile friendly also and web application friendly. And so I wanted to create this particular prompt. And there should be payment integration. You don't need to do the payment integration right away, but just have the payment plans, which is monthly plan, 3 levels of plans. You can choose the plannings, and there should be a toggle for annual and monthly plans also. Monthly plan should have certain offs, maybe 20% off, and be able to do this, right? So this is what the entire plan is. Yeah, let's create this particular prompt, right? So it's called Micro SaaS. First create the prompt, then I'll review it. So what I did is I just gave a brain dump of what is it that I want to create, and you can just give the brain dump of what you want to create. And just keep in mind what I told within this particular part of it is that, hey, I want a micro SaaS. I gave my idea, and I gave what what it should have, like a sign-in, the payment gateways and all that. And the payment gateways takes time to integrate. And then we have the mobile and the web application. So all of that concept is pretty much done. And you'll have all these things that are available here. Okay. So we got all of this information, and we're just going to take this entire dump that we have and go ahead and paste it into Lovable to be able to create it. Okay. Almost done. Yeah, there we go. Copywriting tone, acceptance criteria. Yeah, all of that. So we did all of this. You're just going to simply copy this and go to the second part, which is come to Lovable. You can simply just sign in and create an account. You typically get 5 credits a day. And so with the 5 credits, you can create the first draft. Then the next day, you can do the next step and all that. But with the first one, let's see what it's able to create. So I say enter now, and it's going to be able to create these websites. So it'll start and it'll start planning and it'll start doing all the activity. So while this is happening, I just want to show you a couple of things. Let me just put this away or let it be. While this is happening, let me put this here. You see, now while you're creating a micro SaaS website, you will also require a backend. The front end, Lovable did it very, very amazingly. But now they have recently introduced the backend part of it, and let me show you what the backend part really looks like. So if I go here, you see here, in the backend part, there is something called as a built-in backend, add LLM to your app, or free to start pay-as-you-scale kind of a concept here. Now, this is the built-in backend. In this built-in backend, you have the database, storage, authentication, all of this being able to do it. Now, what is going to happen right now, it is going to ask permission should you want to create this backend. Now, if you didn't want to go opt for this, you can use like external databases like Superbase and any other related integrations that you want. But right now, within Lovable, you have everything that is needed to create a micro SaaS, right? So I'm just going to allow it to enable this backend. So just say allow. And what I did right now, it just enable this particular backend. So it will then create the databases, the user, the sign-in, and all that it will take care of, barring the micro SaaS, the payment gateway integration, right? So we need to get in the payment gateway integration. So you can use like a Stripe or Razorpay, and you have to read the documentation and just put it, give it to Lovable, and it should be able to do that integration. But this first part is just really to ensure that you're able to, generate the application, the first draft of application. The first work the real work begins after the first iteration, right? So on the right hand side, now I'm going to show you, now that you've got the concept understanding of what's happening there, you'll see that now let me create a database and all that. So if you see here, you can essentially say allow always. So it's automatically going to, anytime it does an action, you need to allow it, right? So if you notice here, what it is doing is it's creating all these tables, the backend tables, all of this thinking it is doing, and it's creating, right? So up until now, this was like a really good time consuming activity, but it's doing all of that. It's writing all of this code. And then let me see what it is doing. Yeah, so it's auto approved and it's going ahead doing it. Now the database is set up. Now let me configure the auth and all that. So if you see here in the cloud part of it, if you see here, the database is automatically set up, right? So delegation, tasks, decisions, profiles, and all that. We can also add users, right? And the OAuth, that is the sign in, right? So basically, let me go back here. So if you see here, this is the user auth settings, which is essentially whenever you go into a website or whenever you sign into Lovable, you saw that is a sign in with Google or sign in with GitHub. So that is the auth setting, and pretty much Lovable takes care of that also. So users have a seamless experience of just signing up with their Google account, a Gmail account, and you can have various other the auth settings that you can integrate with, and it's pretty much taking care of all of that. And there is a setting here where you see here you can enable the Google phone or email, and right now it's currently enabled with email. You can also enable the Google sign in, allow us to sign in with their Google account. But right now we're not going to do it. We are going to first wait for it, the first overview to come, and then you're going to take care of all of that activity. Okay. Now it's doing all the landing page and all that. We're just going to wait here for some time till it's able to create it. All right. The first draft version is done. It's called CEO to do OS. You have the home, you have the pricing. This is the $19, $49, $99. What happens frequently, FAQ, all the details is there. You can switch to annual, monthly, all of that is there, and you can sign in for the free trial, right? So you have this home and you can just simply sign in and start doing the work. Okay. So let's see if I can just sign in and be able to do it in, right? And first of all, I need to, let's say, sign up. I'm just going to go ahead and sign up. Okay. So I'm just going to use the email here and let's put in a password. Okay. And then you'll say create account. Okay. So save the password. Now your role, I'm just going to say founder. Okay. Early traction or scaling is a function that I'm doing probably. Pick a focus area. Maybe operations, sales, and product for now. Let's go ahead. These are the chief areas. And your North Star metric, which is going to be, let's just put as, around $100K, right? So let's say $100K. Say continue. Outcome 1, top 3 outcomes. Consistent sales momentum. Okay. And then great customer onboarding experience, rapid innovation. Okay. And then we say, let's go. And then we came A, right? So the dashboard CEO dashboard is coming soon. So you're all set. And there'll be a dashboard that is coming there, right? Now it is not able to build the dashboard here, which means the process is done. So if I go back here and look at the database or look at the users, right? I have one of the users coming in, right? The database is there. If I refresh this particular part of it, I'm able to see certain information, outcomes and all that. Initial part of it is captured. Okay. However, the dashboard is giving an error. So it might happen, but at least the process is working, and I could just say try to fix, and then I'll just wait again, vibe to wait for it to be able to fix this. Okay, so I'm just going to pause this again and let it fix it and then come back to this point. So at this point, it fixed all of the issues, and we can move to the next stage, which is basically build the app dashboard, because the dashboard is coming soon. It's not able to do that, right? So I'm going to just say build a dashboard and then again vibe and wait. So Let me just click on this and click on this particular part of it and let it create that entire process. So now, finally, after quite some time of vibing, I finally got the dashboard ready and have a backlog, schedule, delegation, decision, weekly review. This is going to come soon. Decision log is coming soon, right? And these are all the other elements that we need to build. But at least the main task is done, and I can basically start by clicking here, saying add a task. Let's say, I have an onboarding SOP to make. So on say onboarding, create onboarding. P0 is on fire, P1, P2. Right now, this is P1. This is a category of, let's say, the sales process comes there. Next action, what is a very physical action? What's a big physical action? Create the document and share with team. Ensure both email and WhatsApp sequences are ready. Estimate time 30 minutes. Energy required medium. Okay, this is low energy required. Status not today. Let's put it into doing, and due date is, let's say, put it for Thursday, or let's say by Tuesday. I can share with my team. Okay, so say create task. My task is ready. So create onboarding, and you see today's focus is also available, which I can add today's focus task here. Let's go to the app, and this is finally ready. Okay. So now it's a matter of going into each of these tasks and starting to essentially, putting the task and going through and start making each of these windows, right? So now you have to act as a product manager, design what should be here and start doing it. And then, design the settings, sign out, and all of that other parts, you have to do it. If you want to publish this app, we'll click on publish, right? And I'm going to say publish URL, right? And it's going to scan for any security services or whatever it is. It's going to generate a link. So I'll just let it sit there and generate the link. The next step will be finally adding a custom domain. You can simply click here, add here, connect a domain, purchase a domain, or correct a domain here, give your domain and do the DNS settings of it and be able to then launch this application overnight. Next part obviously remains is that we have to integrate the payment gateway, for which you can go to Stripe documentation, right? You go to Stripe documentation, or you could do Air Wallets, right? Or Razorpay if you're in India, documentation, and there we have Skydo also, and this one. So easy integration with Razorpay and then API documentation here, right? So you go here and then you basically get started with reading the documentation and then giving that documentation to this particular Lovable, and then he's going to integrate all of that. Okay, so I'm just going to continue to do most of these activities here and show you some of the demos after all of this is done. So this is how we build it. Let me know in the comment section what you want to build, or some of the challenges you faced building it, and I'll be happy to help there. But thank you for watching this one, and I'll see you the next one.